Are you destroying your voice? Let's talk about some do's and don'ts for singers. Thanks for joining me. My name is Keith Harris. This is Keith's Keys. This is a place where we like to come together and help people find their voice. Find their voice as a professional singer, find their voice as an amateur singer. If you like to sing, you're in the right place. And I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel, left comments, asked me questions. It really encourages me to keep going, and it helps me find videos that are really pertinent to you and the things you want to see. So today we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts for the voice. Are you destroying your voice? And what does it mean to take care of your voice? Well, let's talk about the very first thing. We always focus on the voice, but the truth is, if you're a singer, you're an athlete. So the whole body has to come into picture. The body is the instrument case, and how you treat the body is going to have a direct impact on your voice. Personal indulgences, what you eat, how you exercise, smoking, so many different things are going to affect your voice. So I'm not saying don't ever go out and eat pizza and beer and then go to bed right away. I'm saying maybe don't do that before you have to sing. And remember that how you treat the body will have a direct impact on the voice. We really are athletes, and we really do need these muscles to be in their best pristine condition, not only for long-term vocal health, but just to sing well on that particular day of a performance. My number 2 tip is finding the right voice teacher. If you really want to sing better, you do need a professional voice teacher to help you get better, to learn how these muscles work, to coordinate the system. And I do recommend shopping around. Finding a teacher is hard. Why? Because singing is so personal. But kind of like shopping for a pair of blue jeans, right? I don't know about you, but I can try on 20 pair of blue jeans and they're all wrong. Like, I don't know why. I have so much trouble finding jeans. Well, kind of like shopping for jeans, you should shop around for teachers. Try on a few and see what fits. Even the best teachers in the industry aren't always the right teacher for every voice or for every personality. And you are, I'm not going to say it's like dating, but it's kind of like dating. You're going in looking for the right connection for a long-term relationship, as well as getting the right information to make sure you sing better. So finding the right teacher, really important. Number 3 can be a really controversial issue, especially for professional singers. Singing when you're sick. It's a very tricky thing. How do you make that decision? And when are you too sick to sing? Well, let's go for the big one. You're sick and you have a performance. You're getting paid to sing. There are a lot of things doctors can do to get you through that performance. The question becomes, what's it going to cost you? Because when you're singing compromised, you put yourself more at risk for long-term vocal damage. So is the money you're making at that one performance worth it if you hurt yourself? Do you want to sing for the next 6 months or 2 years or 5 years? Or do you want to sing for the rest of your life? And if you sing for the rest of your life, is it going to be more worth it financially than that one performance? And it's a tough balance. This one performance might be a big break for you and a major opportunity to sing something that will change the rest of your life. But be very smart. Work very closely with your doctor. Understand that you're in a compromised position and don't push it. And if you don't have to push it, sometimes it's better to just back off. Take a couple weeks off. Let your cold pass. Let the irritation pass. And you'll find as soon as the garbage is off the vocal cords, the voice recovers pretty quickly. So all that pushing on it while you were sick wasn't making you any better. It was just frustrating you. Capitalizing on that, don't go into denial. It's really important as a singer to keep a very small select group of people around you that you know, that really know your voice and that you trust. If your voice starts changing a bit, you need to listen to those people. Don't assume everything's okay. If you're getting, and especially big things, if you're getting hoarse, if you're having trouble holding pitch, if your voice is getting airy, if you're having trouble recovering after a performance, if you're getting tired at the end of a performance, if the voice something's not right, it doesn't sound the way it used to, don't go into denial. You really can't always do it by yourself. Professional athletes have coaches constantly on them, making sure that their technique is good, that the muscles are being used properly, that if they've hurt something, they get proper recovery. And you want to treat your voice the same way. It'll help, again, make sure you sing the rest of your life, and not just for a few years. And the biggest thing I want to tell you is if your voice changes quickly, there's a rapid change in your voice, pay attention to it. It doesn't necessarily mean you've had vocal damage, but it does mean you, at the very least, need to go into your voice teacher for a tune-up. All right? And number 5 is don't cough. This is probably the most damaging thing we can do to our voice, and the thing that singers think about the least. When you cough, you literally slam or slap the vocal cords together. And if you think, and the vocal cords work by slowly working through air. And if we suddenly go like this to the vocal cords, you can really do some damage. Have you ever noticed after you cough, or particularly you have a big piece of gunk in your throat and you kind of grind it through, that immediately following, your voice feels lower. The voice feels lower because it's taken a hit, it's taken some damage. So like an athlete who gets damage, right? When you fall or sprain your ankle or something, that muscle swells, and that swelling is a sign that there's been damage. If your voice sits lower, or when you damage your voice, it's because that voice sits lower because it has swelled and it's taken on some damage. Now, a little swelling in the voice doesn't mean there's permanent damage, or even necessarily that you have to see a doctor. It does mean be careful. And one of the easiest ways that we can avoid some of that excess damage is to not cough. Try to let gunk maybe blow air, or find a very gentle way to clear your throat if you have to. But full-on coughing, and especially grinding, really bad for the voice, especially if you're in the middle of a performance and you're singing. You know, if you're singing a particular part and all of a sudden your voice sits lower, it can really be a problem in a performance, right? And then for the bonus round, I'm going to give you one extra one here. Something we don't often think about. Because we're so obsessed as singers with our voice and our breathing and our sound and all this, we sometimes forget to take care of one of the most obvious tools, which is our hearing. Take care of your ears. If you can't hear, you can't sing. And obviously the abuse of quick or loud sounds or harsh sounds, it seems kind of obvious. But there might be some other things you don't think about. For example, if you're a motorcycle driver, that constant loud wind noise can do damage over time. So I recommend if you ride a motorcycle, wear earplugs when you're riding. Trust me, I'm a motorcycle driver. You will hear horns, you will hear traffic. You do not get a complete blackout of sound, but it will protect your ears. Airplanes can be pretty loud, especially depending where you're sitting on the flight. And if you're taking a really long flight, besides the fact that that sound is kind of annoying and the crying babies get annoying after a while, wearing the earplugs can kind of help tune that out. Makes your flight a little bit nicer, but protects the ears. When you're out in public, maybe you live in New York City or in the subway system, those trains that go by on the express tracks make a lot of noise. So just keep track of the daily decibel count that we go through in our lives, and the world is getting louder and crazier, and just make sure to take care of your ears. I hope you find these tips useful, and if you haven't done so yet, and you haven't logged in to get your free gift from me, please go to singforpay.com, pick up your free gift. I look forward to seeing you succeed.